Do you feel like a lot of people are coming in, they're ruining the way the structure of the jaw and the teeth? Like, oh, I want teeth whitening. I want my teeth to look perfect. Veneers and stuff like this is becoming so and more normalized. Like, people don't want braces no more because I will look funny. I want
immediate fix, all that. I think it's not. We're seeing it a little bit here. It's probably worse in bigger cities and like probably more aesthetic places. With bigger populations, probably we see more of that because there are some pretty aggressive things you can do to teeth to like that. I mean, I'm a big believer, obviously, in natural teeth and get your natural teeth where they gotta go. I think that looks so the best. Funny. Yeah, unless you find someone that's really good at it and can do a really good job, I think it's like hard. But it's like, I think I agree, man. I think your body is like your temple, and like you got to really take care of it and do the right things for it, and like try to do it the best way you can. I think there's lots of things that people take shortcuts and people are doing things that can be damaging to the teeth. So I think it's really, again, finding the right providers and finding the right network of people that can like help you and like get you to the right and do the right thing for you. I think that's in anything, like from like the medical aesthetics, like dermatology, things like that, to like,
the roof these days, man.
Oh, everyone
wants a BBL. Everybody wants like hairdo. Remember this? We were talking about that. Ocho Cinco. You heard what he said on a podcast?
Oh my god!
You didn't hear?
Which one?
Oh, okay.
It's gonna be good.
It's good. So he's on a podcast with Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah.
So then he starts talking about like his private part. Then he's like, he starts talking about, I was with this girl, and then, like we're doing it, and then she whispers in my ear, she's like, go deeper. And then he's like, I was all the way in though. He's like, I had a realization, I ran out of pee-pee. That's what he said on the fucking podcast. He said this on a worldwide podcast. Then he's like, he said that. Right? The fact that he's like, I can say, he's like, I don't care. He's like, I'm secure about it. My wife knows. He's like, I got a surgical procedure done. He's like, I went in 15 minutes. And then he's like, okay, we talking now. And it was
hilarious, man.
So
He's
funny.
so funny.
I could not
Some of these guys, man, they're the most funniest things you ever hear. I just love this.
He's like, man, you want happiness? Go out there and get it. He's like, everything is at your
dude, it's like that. Like everything can be changed in this day and age. Like literally, that whole thing is like, you're not ugly, you're just poor. It's poor. You look at the Kardashians before all their stuff, and then
they're the beauty standard of the world, and half of their body's paid
all
for.
Fake, man. It's all
probably all of their body's paid for.
It's funny, even those videos you see, like where it's like it shows beauty standards from like the like different centuries and like all the way up, all the way through, and like what it changed. Like, hey, so I can't even imagine like the next like
generation to come
what's up, like what they're gonna be looking at, like what's going on with them, right?
Like you hear so many cases, people are dying of bad surgical procedures.
Oh yeah,
look at the show Botched.
Yeah, I think the thing, I talk to people about this a lot, and I think the problem is like, so say it's someplace like Turkey or Mexico, right? There are really good surgeons. There's really good dentists there. The problem is, it's Canada, US. There's a standardization that you have to hit. So there's a bare minimum of standards of like cleanliness, sterilization, like the procedure, all that stuff. Whereas there, it's kind of a crapshoot, right? So, man, I heard this story. I don't know if this is true. This might be an urban legend, but it was like these girls were going to Thailand to get their boobs done, and then they'd wake up with no nipples because they were taking their nipples for all the trannies.
That makes sense, though.
I was like, God damn. Well, all right. So definitely don't go to Thailand rolling the dice on that one. Really. Oh, the nipples are extra, man.
We took yours.
You didn't buy the add-on. You didn't buy it. But you gotta be careful, man. I hear even injections of like stuff to like people. There was I think it was some Daisy actress that was like, I don't know, was it a Mexican actress or something? Her face got ruined. Was jealousy of somebody. You know what I'm talking about, right?
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, was that Mexican or South American? Maybe.
Yeah, it was a Mexican. I forgot what it was, man. But I know exactly.
She was like like an actress, like beautiful, and then a jealous like friend of hers was like, "Oh, I'm gonna inject this stuff in your face," and like ruined her face by injecting all this random stuff in her face. So I mean, you gotta be careful, man. Like, and I think people like this is the one thing I never understood. Was like, people will spend so much money on so much stuff. Yet when it comes to your actual body, you're not spending money on it. And it's like, this is your body. So even like the food you're putting into it, like what you're doing to take care of yourself, like that's it. This is it for you, man. And it's like, I think people don't understand, like, you know, how valuable it is just to be able to walk around and be healthy and like, you know, be like functional. I think that's something that we really take for granted. And it's like, you don't really appreciate that until it's kind of gone. Right. And so I think, you know, taking a random procedure just to save some money because you really want this, but it's like you could end up like that. I don't know if it's worth the risk, right? So like, it's just like you got to really like
stories too.
Yeah,
that come out.
But
I don't know if I could love a girl without nipples.
Imagine. I'm like, fuck, what's going on here?
What's a baby gonna do?
Yeah, exactly. Bro, nowadays they don't even want to breastfeed because they say, well, sag the tits and whatnot. It's crazy. Damn it. I'm like, what's going on? How are you gonna raise the generations coming up?
You can get that redone after. Come on.
That's what I think.
Come on, guys.
What do they call it? Mommy makeover.
Yeah.
We got you.
Solutions for everything here, guys.
Everything's temporary, but it's a weird world. I don't know. It's interesting, man.
Some wild swings here we're taking in this conversation.
I know. From the business side to what's happening in like kids' lives as heroes.
We're just tackling everything at this point.
I like it.
Because there's so much happening in the world.